It's an absolutely miserable day outside today. So I got, got dressed up, put everything, all my warm clothes on and everything to go out there because I thought, no, it looks miserable, but I'm going to go and I'm going to brave it. But when I got out there, it was spitting with rain, it was windy, it was cold, and I just thought, you know what, any one of those things, spitting with rain I can deal with, windy I can deal with, cold I can deal with, but all three of those things all together at the same time, oh, it's just too much. So I've come back inside and I'm going to get on with a job that I've been wanting to do for a little while. However, I don't have the supplies that I want. So I want to make these labels for the plants that I'm putting outside. So I bought some black outdoor paint and some white outdoor paint, and the idea is I paint these small pieces of wood black, and then with white I just paint on the variety of plant, etc. However, my plan was to use, I've got these planks, loads and loads of planks of pallet wood somewhere. I couldn't find it for the life of me. We still haven't sorted through all the stuff that we brought. So I've said this before in previous videos, but our outdoor spaces, the barns and everything, the previous owner said that he would clear them completely. And when we came with all our stuff from our storage unit, he hadn't cleared them. So we just had to dump, because we had a hired van, we just had to dump everything, all our stuff on top of his stuff. So everything's a mess. We haven't been able to unpack anything because there isn't anywhere to unpack it all to, all the outdoor stuff like the allotment things and the tools and all things like bits of wood. So anyway, I'm going to turn you around now and show you what I'm doing. Now you're going to think I'm an idiot because I'm using MDF, which is not an outdoor wood at all. But I just wanted to test the theory. Not test the theory as such, but I just wanted to do it. I wanted to make some signs. Even if these only last a few months, they're at least they're there, and at least I can put them on what I've planted and I know what's there. Because I don't, at the allotment I used to use those small labels that you can get everywhere, but with acres and acres and loads of overgrown grass, I just don't trust that those things aren't gonna disappear, So yeah, I want some proper signs. And anyway, I'll stop rambling. Let me show you. Look. So I've just cut up these MDF pieces. Some of them are a bit wet because I dropped them on the floor and it's wet outside. And then I've got my black paint. So it's this Weather Shield one. Weatherproof wood paint, Ron Seal. So I'm going to, ideally, if it was MDF, I would actually use a roller because that'll leave a better finish. But shock horror, I'm not even using primer. You're supposed to use primer on MDF, but I'm not going to. I just want to get these painted and give it a try. Okay, that's one side of all of them done. I don't have the patience to wait for them to dry, so I got my hairdryer. Okay, that's all of them dried on that side. I'm going to paint them on this side now. So even though this is MDF and it's not really suitable for outdoor use, it's going to be a real test of the paint to see how well it does protect wood. So when I use the real thing, the stuff that I intended to, it will be really interesting to test the paint, basically. It says it's got a 10-year life, like it protects the wood for 10 years. So I'll be really, really interested to see if it actually does protect this wood. This is not outdoor wood. So, how much of, because obviously wood that's intended for outdoor use has got, it's pressure treated, or it's got some sort of, preservative in it or whatever. And it offers its own protection to a certain extent. And then if you put outdoor paint on it, it extends the life of that protection, doesn't it? So I would be interested to see if a piece of wood has no outdoor protection whatsoever, how much protection will this paint offer? Do you know what I mean? So they say it's 10 years, but that might be the wood's own protective properties, the preservatives protective properties rather, you know. So this will be very interesting to me. I'm going to paint at least 2, maybe even 3 coats of the black on, just to give it a good chance. Obviously black is a very dense colour, so it looks like there's a lot of coverage even when there isn't. I really shouldn't talk and paint at the same time because I'm not good at multitasking. And I've actually forgotten how to spell rhubarb. It does have a H in it, doesn't it? I should have checked. Ah, that hasn't come out straight. It's okay. Oh, that's annoying. These last 2 letters have come out a lot thicker. Anyway, so rhubarb, and then I've got the variety down there, Goliath. So if you watch one of the other videos, it was the one about all the plants, the new plants for the small holding. I think that's what it was called. You'll see that I went a little bit overboard and bought 5 different rhubarb varieties. God only knows why I did that, because I don't actually like rhubarb enough to have more than one. But it's that kind of thing of, well, if I don't love it that much, I would prefer to make sure that I find a variety that I find the nicest. And you know, rhubarb actually has very promising, oh God, I can't multitask, very promising potential for things like Alzheimer's. Yeah, so I'll be having rhubarb a lot more because my father did actually have dementia. And I would like to minimise my chances. God, it's a horrible, horrible, horrible thing. I'm sure to experience, but to watch as well. It's a horrible thing. All right, I'm going to let that dry. And then I need to go outside and see what other varieties of rhubarb I've got. I know I've got Timperley Early. I think one's called Victoria, but I don't remember what the other 2 are called. So I'm going to get on with the rest of this, and then hopefully I'll be able to record again tomorrow some of the outdoor things, because there are a few bits and pieces outside that I'd like to show you. And yeah, wish me luck. I hope that these don't disintegrate into mush when I put them out. I still need to figure out you know, what I'm going to do on the back here. I want to put some sort of post on it, but I was thinking of just using a stick, like a very thick twig, not a twig, but you know, like, well, you know what I mean. A skinny branch is what I want to use. But I'm not sure how I'm going to attach it onto there just yet. But anyway, yeah. I'll catch you later. It is such a beautiful day today. So I've done one of the signs. I've nailed it to a stick. So if I was a bit concerned that the water might get through to the MDF through the paint, it's definitely going to get through now. I wasn't really sure how I was going to attach it, but I just figured, oh, let me just use 2 panel pins. You know, it's just a temporary sign. So I've been doing loads of things. I came out this morning and I did a little bit more cutting of the tree that I want to cut. Actually, before we go over there, you know, by the side of the house, where the drive is, I had all these plant plots. Let me try and get out of the sun. Sorry, there's a car going past, it's too noisy, so I stopped there. Right, so I had all these plant pots, and they had a lot of the stuff that I wanted to keep from my allotment, like the medicinal herbs and some of the rose bushes. Now, to be honest, they've all stayed in pots way too long. I only wanted them to be in there a couple of months, and they were in there, it's probably been 18 months now. So I'm hoping they will survive. They've probably suffered, the rose bushes I know have suffered in terms of their quality. But anyway, I've popped them into the ground, so let me show you. It looks a right mess at the moment, but you see where the bricks are? They're dormant at the moment. So some of these are valerian, skullcap, and this I've run out of cardboard. I've got some somewhere, I just don't know where. So I need to put cardboard on and put the chip here. But if we go around here, so that's probably another valerian. That's one of the rose bushes. I don't know how well you can see it. This one looks okay. That one looks okay. Hang on, let me go the other way so the shadow isn't there. But this one over here. So this whole part, all of this is dead. And the only thing that's still alive is this little thing. So it gave 2 roses this past year. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to survive. That's the beautiful yellow one, I think. So they were really fragrant roses that I got. You know, very often you go to garden centres and they don't actually tell you how fragrant the roses are. And to me, if a rose isn't fragrant, what's the point? But these ones were listed as highly fragrant at this particular garden centre that we went on. We were on a holiday somewhere in the UK. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to show you is that, I don't know if you remember, so you know that little pond? The pond is over there. So you walk through here and then there's a gate over there. But that is so boggy that you can't, well, you can walk through it, but you get stuck and it's not good for the ground to be walking on it when it's that wet. So I made a radical choice to cut a hole in the fence over here. Now I couldn't cut a proper hole because of the fact that you see all this grass growing here. It's tangled in the fence, so I couldn't move it. So I just cut a slit and have pushed it to the side, which means I'm able to walk through here. It's totally changed the way I'm able to relate to the garden, or well, to the land in terms of how I can access it. So this I've put down because I want to have my asparagus bed here. So let me go around. I want to, you know, I'm not a digger, so I just want to kill off the grass. I really should have done this a few months ago. The reason why I'm taking you here is because that's where I've planted the first rhubarb. And this sign is for that. That's not very straight. But anyway, now I know that that is rhubarb Goliath. Now, I don't know really. I hope this does well. You see the flaming birds keep digging around in this wood chip and burying the crown, which is somewhere around here in the gap between the cardboard. That one was the one that I was worried about the most, because all of the others, you could see like a little growing nub on it. So you knew which way to plant it, and you knew that there was potential that it was going to grow. This one had no nub. It was just a piece of, like, you know, if you've ever dug up a bit of rhubarb, it's like this fibrous thing. So it's just a piece of the root, or whatever that thing is called. Okay, let's go this way. So, Lorraine, I've been using that pole, what's it called, that little mini chainsaw thing on a pole. So I made a bit of a butcher's of it. I think that actually that trunk was too large for the pole. Let me get a bit closer for the pole saw, so you can see. When I was cutting it, it split. So when I get a proper chainsaw, I mean, it's not going to be, it'll still be a battery operated one, but when I get a bigger chainsaw, I'm going to cut that down. But the good thing is that at least I've gotten all of this stuff that was here that would have been over where the hedge is going. That's all down. So I need to... I've been putting the smaller bits in a pile here. The bigger bits I've started to cut up. Some of it's over there. And this I still have to do, because this one I actually only took down this morning. The other one you can see, can you see there's 1 and 2? That one was easy and I took that easier and I took that down the other day. But yeah, this one I still need to cut that up, those bits there as well. But let me show you the hedging. So I've still got a gap here in the hedge because I didn't plant anything here until I had taken all of these down. But you can't see them because they're kind of camouflaged. But you see these little sticks? These are the hedging. So up until here, I've got 2 rows. And then beyond there, I've only, all the way to the end, I've only got the 1 row, and I'm going to put the 2nd row in. So if we come over here, so this is what I've been doing. I come out and I put cardboard or newspaper down, and then I covered it with wood chip. So hopefully this will keep the grass down and it will give them a chance to establish without much competition. But anyway, I'm going to go and put this GoPro on charge. Can you believe it? It's only 15% already. I've only been here a few minutes. Have I been talking longer than I think? Anyway, I can't show you anymore because the battery's about to die. I'll catch you in a little while. I am totally and utterly exhausted. So after I came and put the equipment back on charge, I went back out to where the rhubarb was and I planted 2 more. I wanted to cut the grass though, so that I knew what I was stepping on basically. I hate stepping through long grass, just in case there's anything hidden under there. So I started with the scythe, and that wasn't working because it was too long and lying down flat, and the scythe just kept getting stuck. So then I came back and I got this like a shears, because I thought, all right, what was happening? The grass has fallen down and then carried on growing, creeping along the ground. Some of it's about 1 metre and 1.5 metres long. So I thought, okay, I'll get the shears and I'll cut it, and then I'll be able to just pull that up. That wasn't working either. You know what? In the end, the only way I could do it was to just pull it by hand, just ripping it out. But it's really, really hard on the back to do it like that. And I don't have the best back anyway. So I'm just tired. I shouldn't have done it for so long, but you know when you want to do something. Anyway, so I planted out 2 more rhubarb. I'm going to go and put their signs on in a bit. But before I do that, I wanted to show you a couple of other things that I've been doing. So don't judge me. The drive is a complete and utter mess again, because we brought... Well, it's been a few weeks ago now. It was about a month ago. We brought the rest of our stuff from our old house. So the shed and stuff like that. Some breeze blocks and bits and pieces. Let me spin you around. So that's the pile of wood chip that I got. So over here, I've been filling this raised bed, and I've put out my garlic, and there's a few onions down here because there's one variety of garlic there, the other variety of garlic here, and then in the space that was left over I put some onions in. So I'll show you in the greenhouse. Basically what I did, because you know the raised beds weren't ready yet, was I put them into I put them into module type things. Hang on, I'll show you. See, there's the rest of them. Just to get them going. But honestly, I really didn't think it was going to be until January when I was planting them out. So I've got the 2nd raised bed. It's only half full. But I'll be filling it over the next week or so. So basically at the side, the far side of our house, the front and all along the side, the ground level needs to be taken down a bit. So as we're doing that, I'm just bringing it over here. It's a faff because there's not an easy access to it. There's quite the step is about 50 centimetres. So basically what I'm trying to say is you can't just fill the barrow and wheel it along. You have to put the mud into buckets, then carry it over here, go back with the buckets, fill the buckets up again, carry it over here, which means that all this time you're spending walking back and forth, all you're doing is bringing 2 small bucketfuls. Anyway, so look, I'm going to leave it there for now. I just wanted to do a quick update. But I'm still trying to get myself back into the habit of recording and filming. So yeah, I'll catch you again next time. Hopefully I will have gotten a little bit more done. And yeah, I hope you're all good.